What up, YouTube? Got another video for you today. I've been wanting to do this for quite a while. If you guys follow the channel, you know that 2 weeks ago I got a cool package from CRKT Knives. It consisted of a couple parasol bracelets and my long-awaited Ken Onion redemption, which you see right there. I apologize right off the bat for the shaky camera there. There you go. Get a good view of her. I'm going to be setting it on a tripod as I start the testing. I have other choppers there, my usual suspects. I'm not going to be testing the CRKT against all those because basically they're kind of different in the category there. You know, up top being the Kuma Battle Cleaver. Underneath that would be the K-Bar Zombie War Sword, which is more like a machete, very thin blade stock. I think it's 3/16 or so. My Hibben custom chopper there that I've modified the crap out of. And of course, we have the redemption on the bottom. Basically, this is real quick. My EDC for today's cut test would be a badass Ken Onion parasol bracelet. This thing is wicked. I'm glad to have gotten one of these because it's definitely just another handy tool that doesn't take up too much weight and can be extremely useful under any emergency situations or any situations that you may find yourself. So there you go. My cell phone, of course, my nasty habit, pack of cigarettes, no good, don't smoke kids. Got my little shoulder strap bag there. Got that out just to show you that the sheath that the redemption comes in, I've had it attached to it already. Remember all the MOLLE attachments that are on the back of this, you can attach it to anything, and she fits to the side there, no problem. So they kind of did their thinking as far as doing this. The sheath and the length and all that stuff, because your usual packs are about 18 inches long or so, which this one is, and it will definitely MOLLE up there for that. You'd probably attach this to a larger pack, but I was just showing you simply that this could fit on there, no problem. I've got all kinds of MOLLE on the side there and attachment points that will mate up to all the attachment points that are on the side of this sheath there. Just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention real quick. Someone had asked me, the sheath on the redemption is made in the US. The redemption itself is made overseas. So just to answer that question right there, where I'm testing at, because the first video took way too long to get to the bread and butter. Oh, EDC besides that, what blade am I carrying today? Would be the Ken Onion Foresight. And see if it focus, the background's kind of flipping it out. But there you go, CRKT redemption. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. And basically I've been carrying this for the last couple days in anticipation of this test there. And I love it, IKBS. It's got that screaming Ken Onion with the blade design. You could tell his stuff from a mile away. Ergos are awesome. I highly recommend this for your, definitely just a cool knife. I mean, it fits perfect in the hands with the grooves and everything there. IKBS, smooth as butter, straight out the box. Love the finishes they chose for it, and it's just a really good knife to have. So that's my EDC blade for today anyway, or has been for the last couple days anyway. So let's go check out the testing stuff. Tripod is set over here, focusing over here to my cut test area. This is where my father-in-law and I process wood. Mainly my father-in-law. He gets in here when he gets a lot of wood in, then I step in to help him out. But as you can see, we do process a crap load of firewood. He's old school logger from Alaska, so this stuff, you know, just comes hand in hand with that. So basically we're going to go ahead and we're going to be testing like what I like to use for a nice base is also 2x4 there, just to get the initial couple cuts through that, because everybody's got a 2x4 laying around they can kind of relate to as far as the performance goes. I've got a branch here that I've pulled apart. Kind of hard to find a long branch around here because we don't really sit nothing really sits around for too long before getting processed up. So luckily I was able to find one and got a couple minor little cuts of cedar or whatever. Then I'm gonna do some stuff with that. And basically just testing within the parameters of what you would use the redemption for. You're not going to be cutting down a 18-inch diameter tree to try to process it for a camping situation or any situation whatsoever. Usually if you're doing that, you would already have the proper tools, and not something you would do on a camping trip or under anything like that. So we're not going to get into cutting that because it's kind of ridiculous to do. Although, you know, I could have if I wanted to. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and set it up on the tripod, and we'll go ahead and get started on that. Like I said, this is going to be a long video, guys. Cut tests usually are in testing periods, so I don't feel bad if you guys want to skip through towards the middle or whatever. I'm just giving you a heads up ahead of time. It's going to be one of those videos because testing videos usually are. I mean, I wouldn't really want to base my decision on purchasing a blade on a video that was like 4 or 5 minutes long of testing, especially a large fixed blade. So I'm going to go ahead and get you put up on the tripod there. Excuse me again. Let me get her set up. Apologize again for the shakiness. I didn't rehearse this out or have done any prior cutting tests. The blade is completely unmarred or anything like that. And so if there's little hiccups along the way, it just so happens because I don't rehearse any of my videos, and I think that'll give you guys a genuine experience as far as the testing goes. No kind of sneaky stuff or anything like that. What's up? Alright. So, here we go. Like I said, the blade has nothing's been cut with this yet. Factory edge on that. 01 tool steel. It's a I believe this is 15 inches long with a 9.5 inch cutting blade there, full flat grind on there. Wish I had a BK9, which is the only closest thing I found to this, which is a little bit shorter but a lot heavier, and I apologize I don't have one here to test because that's the only thing I would test this against, because it fits. If you're shopping for this knife, BK9 may be something you might want to consider. A little cheaper in price, but you're getting 1095 steel as opposed to the 01 tool steel, which this has. And a lot of times when people buy the BK9, they automatically send it out for someone to modify the handle to make it more ergonomic, where this one has got G10 grivery on the BK9 already molded. So that's why you pay more. A lot more stuff is done to this knife or to this blade to make it ready to work right out the box. So there you go. Let's get started. Okay. I'm going to do a couple cuts without the glove first, see how she feels. We're going to go ahead and get this branch out the way. We'll be grabbing that in a second. 2x4. Take a look at her real quick. Like I said, I want to make everything legit about the video. So here we go. I'm going to be cutting right here. I'm going to do like I did in the other video, one single chop to see as far as right flat on there, not in an angle or anything, flat on there to see as far as how much penetration you get. And then I'll move next to it and do 9 to 10 chops. I'll probably do 10 chops, going back and forth to try to get the most out of the 2x4 and let you guys look at that. And that way we can see where she stands there. So this is unfortunately a brand new one, but for our test purposes this should be fine. So let's go take a look. Alright. First swing down. Make sure it's nice and flat. Okay, she kind of teetered on me. Let me see if I can do one next to it. Get a better firm grip on that. Right there. Well, I think that's all. We're going to get one more. Alright. That should be a good assessment of Alright. Where I was getting most of the meat out of it. Focus. Well, here you go. She dug in about 1/4 of an inch on the first initial strike. The recurve on that edge on the blade, as it hit, struck down and instantly wanted to curve down this way, which is good because it's biting into the material and pushing it towards the recurve area. That's why recurves, they suck to sharpen, but I'll tell you what, they'll tear ass through wood. And it's it's just a pain in the butt to sharpen. So that's that right there. If I can get her to focus. There we go. This one right here. They all averaged out to about 1/4 inch on a moderate swing. I didn't sit there and try to decapitate the wood or anything like that. I just did a moderate, strong swing and a 1/4 inch out. And the funny thing about it is this, the axes that I tested they were right around that area, maybe a little bit deeper, with a cutting instrument that's longer, heavier at the base. Flat grind definitely showing it's you know, its value there. So I'm going to go ahead now with consistent 10 cuts on there. Let's see what we got on the other side. Whew. Nice. Beautiful. I'm delightfully surprised there. 10 whacks, roughly, 9 or 10, I may have lost count, but around 9 to 10 whacks have easily found itself over an inch into this 2x4, just causing stuff to explode out the side and definitely tear through, and just very, very impressed. If you watch my axe testing video, you'll see that this thing just, it pretty much, I mean, I should have brought the axes out here now that I think about it, because it would hang with any one of the other axes I actually had out here. So that's just to give you an idea. And the 2x4, that flat grind and that recurve, those two aspects of that blade, I think it's got really good balance so far. You know, this is the first time I'm actually chopping and cutting with this, so everything I'm finding out here and posting to you on this video is new to me as it is to you. So pretty cool. You know, there's a 2x4 and it just tore straight through it. I mean, just awesome. Very impressed so far. So there we go. Let's go cut some branches now. 2x4 side. All right. And figure out what to do. Like I said, first time cutting with this, so there we go. Alright, let's get boogieing. Done. Here. Alright, give you an idea, that is the diameter of the branch I just cut, and it's exactly how you would find if it was laying on the ground in a campsite, dried up for a little while. This would be, it's not green, and those are the cuts right there. Nice clean cuts going through there. Didn't warm up prior to this. I probably would have been able to cut through a little quicker than I did, but I'm very impressed so far. Having no problems or no issue processing something in this diameter, which I said is basically what you'll use. This is the diameter of something you would use to kind of create a shelter, you know, a tent, something with a tarp, something this big which is sturdy enough to hold the tarp, keep it rigid for as long as you need to do it. So this is something you'd find. Not to mention, it's right around the diameter or the size you'd use as far as for firewood. It's perfect. You get this, cut it, take this, split it into smaller pieces for kindling, whatever. So pretty cool. Cut through nicely. So far, ergonomics, or how it feels during its chopping, feels really nice so far. I'm feeling a little bit of fatigue on my thumb, but I usually always do once you get into chopping. You get a little warm, then it starts to ease up a little bit, but the ergonomics feel nice. No, I'm cutting without gloves, and so far no redness in the hands, just dirty from messing with this stuff, and feeling really good so far. Let's take a look at the blade. Okay, here we go. On the edge, you've got, I don't see any indications of any rolling whatsoever, and shouldn't, no matter what type of blade, shouldn't have any rolling so far. The finish is holding up pretty good, which, to tell you the truth, you guys really shouldn't care too much about it if it's going to be a user. But no giant chips, or it's a thick coating on there. Nothing is worn away, and I've kind of cut not considerable amount of stuff, but I cut through some hard stuff. And if the finish was so-so, I would know it by now, or you guys would see it definitely in the video. You would see some of it kind of wearing away. As far as how sharp it is so far, or still, let me see. It is indeed. Let me find some hairy stuff on here. I don't have too much hair on my arms. Here, let's see. You see that? I don't know. Here, let's go where we're cutting. Right there. Yeah, that's bald right there. It's still hair cutting sharp. So still maintaining an edge, no rolling whatsoever. I'm gonna do some smaller processing here. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting on the gloves to see how it feels as far as that goes. Maybe I'll chop another one with the gloves on to see how that feels. But it should actually feel a lot better. The grip here with my hands, I still have area to play, which means it'll accommodate a glove, but we'll see. Oh, before I do that, let me get this string out the way. No problem cutting through the second time. Gloves feel really good. Not bad at all. Still got plenty of area in there, and still feeling good. I can feel the edge. It's not wanting to get away from me at all. So yeah, you can work with a glove, no problem on this. All right, we got basic cedar. If you had a big log and you were processing it for smaller kindling for a fire, this is pretty much what you would come across. Maybe a little bigger, probably smaller. So I'm going to start splitting this and seeing what I can do. Which is always funny and challenging. Hold up, let me see real quick before I get into that. There we go. See me a little better there. Alright. Oh, just beautiful. Beautiful. Well, that may not be the best thing to do. They're stationary. Here we go. It's probably as real as it can get. No problem. No problem whatsoever. Let's do some draw cuts. Alright. Basically what I did is you saw me split the cedar. Went through it no problem. Other woods maybe denser. But that flew through the cedar, so I don't think you would have any issues as far as being able to split or process wood for kindling. Feathering some wood, as you can see there. No problem. Even got, see if it'll get there. Oh, see that? See how fine that is right there? Over on this side, you guys saw I was doing draw cuts and was able to do it and that little recurve area just saddles up in there nicely. Even though it's something, the blade is very large, and I wouldn't suggest having that become habit doing draw cutting with a knife that big. You kind of want to have your thumb there as a safety to control the cut. With something that big, it's hard to do. You know, as far as not slipping and cutting yourself, because there's a lot of blade behind it. But it's more than capable of doing all those tasks, feathering and all that good stuff. So pretty much, actually this didn't last as long as it would. Let's take a look at her. Okay, here we go. Take a look at that. See if she'll focus. Oh, there we go. Like I said, wear to the finish there. What you would normally find. This is a user knife. It's a worker knife. It's not going to be a little safe queen. It'd be kind of funny to buy something this big to do that, unless it was actually one of Ken's custom works or something like that. But it definitely a user. Worked out well. See if I can find some more hair to shave off my... I don't know if you could see that. I'm gonna try it. Here, this is where we're cutting. See that? Cutting edge. Here, let's take a look at that. I don't know if you could see that. Okay. Close up of my nasty arm here. You can barely see the hairs there. Like I said, I don't too much. Let me see. This side. Oh, yeah, there's hair there. Sorry, I really want you guys to see that. See that? This area here on my wrist. And that's the edge we did the majority of the work on. I'm going to go here. This is lefty, so if I slice my arms open, this is going to be the most epic YouTube video with potentials of being viral. So, see that? Taking a... So see that? Absolutely shaved the hair off my arms in that area that we were mainly doing the cutting on. So as you can see, guys, the Ken Onion, I'm pretty happy with it. Ergonomics are awesome. Got that nice G10 handle. Just a really cool looking blade. Definitely worthy of taking along on a camping trip. For its size and how much blade you get, it is pretty light. All things considering. I mean, you're talking almost 1/4 inch thick blade steel one, and just really nice. You saw the cut test here. You see how it tore through the 2x4, no problem. The branch. These are typical things you're going to deal with out there in outdoor environment here. And the blade is holding. No, I see no rolling on the edge or whatever. But 01 tool steel is a very good steel to use for making knives. And surprised I don't see more of it, or see it as frequently, especially with production knives. And they did a good job picking their steel on that. As you can see, this thing is awesome. I like it a lot. In comparison to all the other choppers I have, I really, I still like my Hibben more than I do everything else, but I put blood and sweat into that and made it my own. And that's the only reason why it would stand to be, why I like that more than this. As far as function goes, this whoops at Hibben's butt. It whips up any other chopper I've got so far. I said I wish I had the BK9 to show you guys and to test against. That was awesome. That's a knife I've been wanting to get for a long time. But I don't think it will match up to the Redemption. That thing is wicked, man. I'm going to get a BK9 here in the future. I'll be doing a test, maybe compare them both to each other there. I probably won't use this again for the only fact that I want to get the BK9 in and have very limited testing time on this edge. Leave it as factory as I possibly can. That way it's a fair comparison to the BK9. So I'll let you guys know when I do get a BK9 in, because now that I've done this test, I'm really curious to see how that stands up to this. Although my guess right now, or my I would say my prediction is I don't think it's going to be able to hold up to the Ken Onion. Maybe equal as far as chopping goes, but I don't think it'll hold up to the Ergonomics, because everybody always changes the handles on the BK9 because they don't feel quite as comfortable, but we'll see. So there you go, guys. I appreciate you taking the time, checking out my video today. Thank you CRKT Knives for allowing me to test a lot of your gear. I really appreciate it so much. You guys check out their YouTube channel. I'll be posting that link in the description. Check their stuff out. If you're interested in some CRKT stuff, definitely check out their website. You could ask me any questions. I've tested quite a bit of their stuff. Their customer service is awesome, and their products are awesome too. I mean, you can just tell by what's out there. But just PM me if you have any questions. Please do. And like I said, thank you so much for taking time out to watch this video. New subscribers, thank you. I appreciate all the support. You guys take it easy. Peace.